Today we have a special guest in the studio, Jordan, a.k.a. Ribs. You can follow him on Twitter at J_Ribs. Joining me once again in the studio. You were at the Rise Until Dawn event. Great event spectator-wise, but now we're going to get a little bit more insight as to how the event was ran.
Sure.
But Jordan, how you feeling?
I'm good, man. We were on the 99th floor of the Sears Tower in the
insane.
Skybox. Your ears were popping. We had to take 3 elevators to get up there.
Your ears popped, really?
Of course, like multiple times, bro. And it was fun, to be honest. Just not much sightseeing. Just once we got up there, I was hanging out with Ninja, Dr. Lupo. We got to talk to Jay Ghosty, who was hosting the event. My boy EE was the MC, the in-house MC.
Okay.
And just good vibes overall. Food, free Red Bull, obviously. And it was a glorified gaming session. It was a competition, but at the same time, it was more of just like a all-nighter, another Fortnite all-nighter.
I like it.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're a competitor at heart. I want to give the viewers at least an opportunity to get know who you are in general. Of course, you're a Gears of War competitive player. You've been in the competitive scene at least for 10 years in esports, now the brand ambassador for Ghost. But just give them a little bit of insight as to who you are.
All right, so competitive Gears of War player for the past decade, 6-time champion. My first ever Gears of War tournament was in Meadowlands 2009, part of the MLG circuit. It was my first major event for any game, and my team actually came in with 6th seed, went undefeated, won the tournament. I think I'm one of 2 Gears of War players to ever win their first major tournament.
Okay.
And since then, 2 championships in Gears of War 3, 2 in Gears of War 4, and just recently I've taken on this brand ambassador role with Ghost Gaming. A team that I'm very fond of. I played on Team Envious, Team Caliber, large esports organizations. And now I'm with Ghost Gaming, and I love every second of it.
Yeah, it's an awesome organization. Obviously, you great player. You have plenty of accomplishments under your belt. Now transitioning, at least for the meantime, to Fortnite. I don't know how deep you're going to go into that. I'm going to get your insight a little bit later on that. But moving into the tournament, what was the overall format of the tournament? Was it just based on eliminations? Was it based on eliminations plus placings? Public lobby, private lobby? Walk me through it.
All right, so it was a private lobby. It wasn't the typical wager format where it was only kills. Kills did matter. So you would get a point for a kill. You get 5 points on the bounties of Ninja and Lupo. So if you killed one of them, you get 5 points.
Okay.
And then on top of that, placings, you would get the most amount of points you could get was 10 points from first place, and that would scale to 1 point for 10th place.
Okay.
So if you placed outside the top 10, you didn't get any points for placing. And on top of that, there was 2 groups. So it was 2 pools of players, and each group got to play in waves of 3 matches. So, Group A would play 3 matches, and then Group B would play 3 matches. Ninja and Lupo played in all the matches.
Okay.
So they weren't in the standings. It just wasn't fair because they were playing in every match.
Right.
And we found out early that our group, Group B, did have some better players. Supposedly, we had Monsters, an ex-Halo player. We had Kevy1 and Vivid, who had just won the Summer Skirmish Duos event. So obviously they had some practice, and that was also in a private lobby.
Okay.
And then on top of that, we also had who was it that played in the summer, not the Summer Skirmish, but the Saturday Fortnite? Was it Monster and R7, right?
We've had them in there.
Fear itself, the Halo player.
Right.
And then the team that won the event was sponsored by Soar, so there's another pro team that was in Group B.
Okay. I mean, obviously a lot going on there. And I know the event was exclusive, and you guys copped your tickets like within, the first 15 minutes of it going live?
Yeah, Fallout lucked out. He bought his ticket. He just so happened to be on Twitter. He saw that Red Bull announced it.
Right.
The tickets sold out in 2 hours.
Yeah.
So Ninja announced that he was going to be partnering with Red Bull, and then I think it was either a day later they announced this event.
Yeah, I'm quite sad I wasn't there. I really wanted to be there, especially being on the 99th floor. I think it would have been an awesome experience. But playing Fortnite, you're no stranger when it comes to grinding out games, and you grind Fortnite. You play a lot of public matches, but this was a little bit different being a private lobby.
Right.
Talk to me about your landing spot, your overall strategy going into it.
Well, for one, it was hard. I told Fallout this because he's such a competitor. He has such great work ethic. And whenever we get on, he's like, let's grind, let's practice this, let's practice that. I'm like, Fallout, we have to be honest with ourselves. We're playing public lobbies.
Right.
We're playing against a lot of players that aren't very competitive. They're not playing for placements. They're not taking their fights smart. So it's very hard to practice for the scenario that even though we weren't playing against great players, they were all had the same mindset, staying alive, winning their fights, playing smart, making sure they build. Whereas you run into a public lobby, some of these players are just spraying at you. They're not very competitive players.
Okay, fair enough.
But aside from that, we still stuck to our strategies. We did land in a couple big cities. Greasy Grove and Tilted Towers were the two cities we would land in.
Okay.
As for the outskirts of the map, we would go north map by Risky Reels, or we would land at the racetrack in the New Desert area. And the reason we chose those places is the rifts. You can rotate the rifts in all those locations, aside from Tilted Towers. But the other three locations, there was rifts right outside of them. So we would loot. We would try to take a fair 2v2 fight before we rotate, which happened a lot. We would try to see where they were landing, and then we would just rift to the rotation.
And so I know in Friday Fortnights when we were commentating, Season 4, we saw a lot of action, at least whenever it came to Salty. We saw a lot of action in Tilted. We saw Season 5 come out, and all of a sudden Lazy Links was the area to go to. We saw maybe Valhalla, Viking, Ship, whatever you want to call it, and Paradise, maybe even Racetrack. In terms of this tournament, though, I know you kind of mentioned there was a lot of people going just to the outskirts. So really, you would go to the outskirts thinking you'd be safe. You'd run into a ton of people there.
Yeah. So as I was saying, we did land in big cities, Greasy Grove, Tilted Towers. One time we landed Greasy Grove, not a person was there. We looted it all up. Tilted Towers, we had 1-2v2.
Yeah.
But then meanwhile, we would go to Racetrack, and we would loot up for a second, and then we'd see a team, and they would rift, run away. We're like, oh, they're running away. We wanted to use those rifts. And then another team would show up, and now the first gas is closing in. There's 3 more teams on the eastern side of the map, and we're like, what's going on? And luckily, we had the 4th most kills, so our placing being top 8 in the tournament was just sheerly off of kills. We only placed top 10 once. And the reason being was we were getting into a lot of engagements. We were winning fights, but then, you have to be opportunistic. A lot of these teams were trying to clean up on us. So, our best match, we ended up killing Dr. Lupo. We got the 5-point bounty. Ninja was dead. We got 3rd place. And we had a total of 14 kills. So we got like 26 points off of one game. It took us from 50th place to top 6.
So I've been seeing this clip, and I'm glad you brought it up, right? This I saw Ninja reacting to you guys eliminating Dr. Lupo, and of course he was eliminated a little bit earlier. Just walk me through that scenario, what was going on, because it was so hilarious watching his reaction.
Okay, so we knew what character Lupo was. And as everyone else, we were trying to get those bounty points. It's a quick 5 points. So we see his character. I'm like, that's probably him. He's alone. And he goes into the basement of the broken house in Salty Springs. He puts down a trap, and we break the ceiling, we break the trap. So now here comes Fallout on an Xbox controller, spraying his LMG. 100 bullets in his LMG. And then here I come with the drum gun, spraying my drum gun. It took me 2 clips, and it took Fallout a full LMG clip, a total of 200 bullets just to kill Lupo. And it just wasn't very pretty.
Right.
But
it got the job done, though.
Yes. So we knew, the majority of the stream. We even knew Ninja might be talking a little bit of trash. Because we were those players, the spray and pray. And this is Season 5 of Fortnite, just spraying away at the builds.
Right.
Finally, we kill him. And I'm like, Fallout, you love doing that zany dance. He does the dance. I throw up the CSP positivity emote. And then we go back and watch the VOD, and Ninja's like, ban these guys. I hope they get headshot and get them out of here. But by the end of that round, they were rooting us on because Fallout was doing well with the LMG. We were fighting against the zone. It was just a good game overall. It was our highlight of our tournament.
Absolutely. No, and it was a highlight, I think, for a lot of people, at least when they were watching the event. Seeing at least the Twitter clips come out, you guys performed incredibly well. But I got to ask, specifically, you performed with Fallout. We've had him in the studio. You guys have known each other for years. How was it competing with him overall? Do you think the team chemistry helped out, at least moving forward in the tournament?
Yeah, for sure. We're very like-minded. Our small talk was on point, but at the same time, we agree with stuff. So our communication, even when we're not talking, we're on the same page. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And he hasn't gotten to compete in a long time. He hasn't competed for like 5, 6, 7 years now.
Wow.
And we were teammates 9 years ago when we played in the Gears of War 2 Pro Circuit. So when he asked me to team, I was like, of course. You got the team pass. I'm going to be in town. We were just in New Orleans for the Gears of War Pro Circuit event.
How'd that go, by the way? Was it good?
Yeah, we were both there as talent. So he was commentating. I was doing a little bit of analyst work. I was there as the Ghost Gaming brand ambassador. So, I was supporting the Ghost Gaming team. But at the same time, that's my community.
Right.
All those people are friends of mine. So we went right from New Orleans to Chicago. We finally got to play Season 5 because that came out during the New Orleans event.
Okay.
So we missed out on a little bit of, adapting to that Rift gameplay. And, even the spray and pray meta, all that stuff was kind of new going from Season 4 to Season 5. And the shotgun nerf, all that stuff. So we got to Chicago. We went to his house, and we just did a boot camp for like 5 days straight. We were just grinding out our landing spots, getting used to what weapon loadouts we might use. And when we got to the event, we felt pretty practiced, and it showed, in my opinion. We stuck to our guns, and it worked. It
Okay,
worked.
okay. I like that. Obviously you coming from the competitive Gears of War scene, now brand ambassador for Ghost Gaming, now obviously competed at your first BR event, at least tournament-wise. Are we going to be seeing more from you in terms of BR games, maybe even Gears of War in general?
Right.
What's going on with you gaming-wise in the future?
So the cool part about my new role is I can play any game I want.
Okay.
It's just more so, uh, growing my brand alongside the Ghost Gaming brand. And as a streamer, I want to play the new games, but I also want to play games that I enjoy, so I have a good time. So I've been telling my viewers I'm not going to put all my marbles in one basket. I do feel as if my competitive drive as a player, especially since I won my last tournament competing, I'm one of those few players that seems as if he's retired as a champion. And I tell them, I still have that drive.
Mhm.
So I'm not going to choose one game and be like, I'm full time this game. But, I love the Smash Brothers community. When the new Smash
Okay.
Brothers game comes out in 4 months, I'll be playing that
Okay.
nonstop. And we'll see. Just like this Fortnite event, I would love to go to an event, compete. And if I do well, I could go from that. But it's not like I'm putting all my marbles in one basket. And for sure, Gears of War, Fortnite, Super Smash Brothers, the new Call of Duty, these are all games I plan on playing at a very high level.
Right.
And that's one thing I'm good at. I could pick up any game and play at a pretty high level.
Yeah, obviously, coming from 10 years of experience in esports, obviously it's natural for you to be able to pick up any games. And it's obviously with this, like you said, being the brand ambassador now gives you a little bit more freedom to kind of play
Right.
different games. And, I'm excited to see at least your career. But of course, the viewers out there that watch this interview, where can they find you in the future? I know you stream, you also have a Twitter, you have a couple of different handles.
Yeah, so my gamer tag is Ribs. First name's Jordan, so I go by J Ribs.
Okay.
And on Twitter and Twitch, it's J_Ribs.